say what needs to be said. Well, we say what needs to be said, so you can say what needs to be said. It's Mr. Pick Six. I'm in the building. It is Thursday night football. It's the 11th, right? Because it's 12 a.m. and we up late, baby. We hanging out. We covering the 49ers and the Seahawks. And we got a few other things to talk about. Some wild allegations. The NCAA eliminating the NLI, and all type of other things going on, man. So what's happening, man? How y'all doing out there? Thursday night football. Let's get into this thing. 49ers versus the Seahawks. And let me tell y'all, man, I'm not surprised. I am not surprised, but y'all better stop playing with that man, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy is an athlete, Mr. Relevant, whatever you want to call. Just don't call him a game manager. You hear me? Brock Purdy is a freaking athlete, and he is super underrated. Brock Purdy is very quick, and he has quickness like like me myself. Do I have to say it? Brock Purdy is a heck of an athlete. He uses his legs for the 49ers team, and his legs is super underrated. But Cam Newton, Cam Newton wants him to be a game manager. Cam Newton wants him to be a game manager. But as bad as it may sound tonight, Brock Purdy is a better athlete than Geno Smith. Probably in every category for the quarterbacks. Pocket presence, being able to escape pressure, accuracy with the ball. All these things, as bad as it sounds, Brock Purdy is probably a better athlete than our brother Geno Smith. Is that some crazy stuff to say or what? But say what needs to be said. We're gonna say it. You know what I mean? And I felt like that was need to be said because Brock Purdy takes a lot of criticism, and it's partly because of he's undersized and he's Mr. Relevant. When you drafted way back in the 7th round, 6th round, and things like that, they don't expect you to be to do this good and to excel and be a starting quarterback. They don't expect that. But there is one problem with Brock Purdy and all the success he's having with his feet. Now, although Brock Purdy is very efficient at quarterback for the San Francisco 49ers, understand that Kyle Shanahan wants his offense ran a certain type of way. Right? Now, Purdy ended the night 123.3 quarterback rating, and Geno Smith finished with 65.5 quarterback rating. Right? Now, I just wanted to show you how efficient Brock Purdy is, despite the way he may play. Now, Kyle Shanahan, quarterback, he wants the quarterback to run his system like it's designed. Quick, fast, and get the ball out. Right? He wants to get the ball out fast, and he wants the quarterback to throw in anticipation. He don't want his quarterback running around left and right, creating plays. Yeah, that's good and all. Like I say, Brock Purdy is efficient, and he's 129.3 passer rating for the night, and they won. But that isn't the way Kyle Shanahan wants that offense to be ran. He had Matt Ryan, Jimmy Garoppolo, Matt Schwab. All these people, all these quarterbacks were pocket passes. So Brock Purdy is kind of breaking the dynamic of how they want things ran over there, the Seahawks. But yeah, I played Geno Smith, man. Geno Smith, let me tell you, man. Geno Smith was kind of disappointing tonight. And it seems like he's losing all the confidence in his offensive line and being comfortable in the pocket, period. Geno Smith, first interception that he threw of the night. He threw it off his back foot. Everybody's seen that. He threw that first interception off his back foot. And that was the first interception of the game. Pretty much for the rest of the first half, he was throwing off his back foot. Right? The whole game. The first half, brother. And this is a sign of him being uncomfortable with the pressure and not having the confidence in his offensive line. They're going to give him the protection he needs to step up in the pocket. because the defense coming. Now, Geno Smith in his offense only scored 3 points. Now, this is very interesting. Y'all listen to this. Y'all listen up, chat. What's up, baby? Juice 3-1-0. Juice 3-1. King Cook. Bang. Bang Gills in the building. Melrose in the building all the time, baby. Now, y'all listen to this right now real quick. Geno Smith and his offense only scored 3 points in the first half against the 49ers. Right? Tonight, if you think about it and you look back at it, Geno Smith and the offense only scored 3 points in the first half of this game. Think about it. Just like they did last week against the Giants. God darn it. I be dang. What a coincidence. Only 3 points in the first half in 2 games in a row, the last 2 games in a row. And most of this is all Geno's fault with his ball handling and mishandling of the ball. And we know last week the running back gave up the ball when they would have potentially scored. And yes, that would have been a touchdown. But other than that, Geno played like crap for the rest of the second half, just like he did again tonight. He started off playing terrible, then picked it up in the second half, right? And it's important for a head coach. I want y'all to know, when you playing in college or the pros and things like that, it's important for the head coach to make sure we start fast. Start fast, gentlemen. Make sure we start fast. That means don't go out there flat, no energy, and the other team just get the lead on. So that's what it means. Go out there and start fast. Geno Smith and his team, they do not start fast, man. And let me tell you, when Geno throw a pick, man, he makes the ugliest face you could possibly imagine. He be like who he be looking at, man? Like on that interception, on that last interception to DJ Metcalf, right? That last interception to DJ Metcalf, it may look like it was DJ Metcalf's fault, or it may look like it was Geno's fault. I'm still in between because it could have been a post or an in route, dig route. And if it was a post route, DJ Metcalf, he kind of faded back towards like he was running the post, and Geno Smith trying to gun it in there. If it's a post, you definitely got to lay it up over the defender's head. So I'm still in between. It looked like DJ Metcalf started off as an in route, then faded off. But, I'm not sure who fault that was. But I do know Metcalf was supposed to keep it flat down the line. That's what it looked like, man. Yeah, man, old Geno Smith. That was not a good one, man. That was not a good one. And then the defense for the Seahawks. The Seahawks defense was horrific. The defense gave up almost 500 yards in total offense. And then the Seahawks offense only rushed for 52 yards. What kind of team ball is this? This is horrible, man. This is just bad football. The only bright spot they had for the night, special teams. And that was that kickoff return. That was pretty much all they had from the night. The brightest spot was on special teams. And that was from the kickoff return team. That was it. They the one that got that momentum rolling tonight. The kickoff team. Other than that, that team was sleep. That team was straight sleep. And the 49ers, man, I'm disappointed in the 49ers. They just don't play the same type of football. And I talked about this in my last, I think it was week 5 or whatever it was. They just don't play the same type of football. They're missing the Kevin Willis, Dante Whitners. They're missing them dogs. They have athletes, but they don't have those headhunters, even though you can't headhunters. You know what I mean? Now, with all this being said, the crazy part about the Seattle Seahawks is all this is fixable and still able to make the playoffs they're in the NFC West. The NFC West, it's only 3 teams really battling it. The Rams is horrible. So you got the Cardinals, Seahawks, and the 49ers. Pretty much all these teams have the same roster, the same athletes at the same positions. It all can equal up and match up pretty well. So it all depends on what team comes to play on that day that will win that game between these 3 teams. So Seahawks, I wouldn't be surprised if they end up somehow being number 1 in the division or end up making the playoffs some type of way because, like I said, all these things are fixable. And it's, as bad as the Seahawks look, man, they can fix some of these things, man. We'll see. We'll see. But it was bad tonight, man. You can't come out on Thursday night football flat in front of everybody. I know you just played on Sunday. We know we just had a game on Sunday. But this is a divisional game. You got to really come out there. And at the end of the day, whoever wins this division is the team that makes the less turnovers. At the end of the day, everybody's equal. All these teams are pretty much equal with the San Francisco 49ers. I give the San Francisco 49ers a little bit of slack just because of who they used to be and what they represent, what we expect from them. You understand? So we expect them to go out and play Kyle Shanahan type of football, getting the ball out quick, zone reads, hitting the edges with the running backs, and a lot of quick games, a lot of screens and things like that. That's what we expect from the Kyle Shanahan offense, and we'll see how it goes. Chat, man, we loaded. What's up, man? Seahawks decent, but they pass too much. It's top 5 pass attempts, need more balance. Absolutely right. That's why I'm explaining. They only had 52 rushing yards. That is a horrible recipe for success for an offense. And it seems like, man, they just start off bad. They start off bad. Like Geno them was going in. Geno and the Seahawks offense was going in for a touchdown. And then boom, what happened? Geno kind of overthrows the ball and throw it right to the safety, interception. Boom, when that happens, like the whole morale of the team, they don't know how to bounce back, fight from adversity. They just keep on sinking further and further down the line. You got to know how to bounce back. Geno, but we can say he has too many attempts. And, the running game is in there like it needs to be. But when you watch the actual game and you watch the actual plays, you can see where Geno Smith has absolutely control all the control he needs of this game, and it's up to him to deliver and make the correct throws and accurate throws and reads. And sometimes he just have those mental lapses like some other quarterbacks in the NFL. You know what I mean? And that's the difference between a winner in this regular season and a champion. So, I got a lot of confidence. I have a lot of faith in Geno. But you got to be able to step up when the pressure's on and answer big for your team because everybody's depending on it, man. That means a lot to your team. But at the end of the day, what I noticed most about this game, that Brock Purdy is a better athlete than Geno Smith. And that's hands down. I don't think that's even an arguable debate. I think that's pretty much factual. Now, y'all tell me where I'm wrong at and correct me because this is say what needs to be said. And I like to be straightened out. So I'm going to check a few comments before we keep going on. Throwing picks all night. You can see DKC, the difference between Russell and Geno. That ball is fast. Yeah, man. Yeah, man, I don't know. Geno in his 10th year, I don't know if he's getting old or what, but it looks like he's going backwards. When you start going backwards, it's time to hang it up, man. Hey, but we got some things to get into, some interesting things. I got some allegations I need to read. I want to go over the NCAA eliminates the NLI, National Letter of Intent. So we're going to get into a few things, man. And that's pretty much for the Seahawks and the 49ers. It's a pretty interesting game. The NFC West. We expect to see the 49ers to win, but we'll see how it goes. Arizona Cardinals playing pretty good, so it's going to be pretty interesting. Now, the New England Patriots, post Bill Belichick, trying to figure it out after Belichick done left his team in the mess and whatever you may have, whatever it may be up there. Gerard Mayo, new coach, is trying to figure things out, and he's having a rough start. He's having a rough start, and he's having a rough time. And the time has come. The time has come for this top 5 draft pick, 6'4", 225-pound quarterback from the University of North Carolina, Drake Mays. Right? Drake May. The Patriots have finally started finally decided to start Drake May at quarterback. Now, for me, I think this is going to be a very trying process for Drake May, and it would definitely be a challenging one trying to develop Drake May into an NFL standard quarterback. I don't think this will be easy, but I do think he has all the tools he needs to get it done. Like I say, he's 225 pounds, 6'4", and he has an arm. Now, can he make all the right decisions at the right times in pressure moments like we just talked about with Geno? Because the game is 60 minutes. You got Little League, Pop Warner, you got middle school, you got high school, and you got college. NFL is the longest possible games out of any sport that I could think of. Well, it feels like it. You play for 4 hours, and it is very draining. So for you to be able to focus, be able to execute for 4 hours as a quarterback, and that's a lot. That's a lot for, let's say, basically a rookie coming out of college. And that's what basically Drake May is. But I think it's the right decision for the Patriots to see what he can do at this moment. And yeah, it's time to pull the trigger. Ain't no sense of having him sitting on the sideline, fella. Got to go out there. You got to put him out there and see what he can do. I'm rooting for him. I want to see him do good. I think he could do good. I think it's going to take some time. But the other thing about it is they're not doing Drake May no justice because the Patriots don't have no freaking athletes on the team. So if they don't have no freaking athletes on the team, he's doomed to fail. You're not really giving him a fair chance to win. I mean, to succeed. If you don't have no athletes, who's going to run the ball? Who's going to catch the ball? You know what I mean? But the one thing, now they play the Houston Texans, but the one thing that's going good for him is a home game. That eliminates him having to deal with a bunch of noise on offense and being able to communicate in his own stadium at home and not having to deal with super loud away noise. That's going to give him the confidence to be able to call the plays he needs on offense, makes the checks, be authoritative, be loud and confident, and take command of the offense. So that's another thing that's going to help him out playing home, man. So, shout out to Drake May, man. Drake May, we're going to see what he can do. What's up, chat? Metcalf, definitely too big body, arms catcher. The one he stepped out should have, yeah. I think DK Metcalf is a little overrated just because he's big and he has that straight line speed as like a track runner. He don't have that sudden quickness. He's just a receiver, nothing too special. And that's the other problem with Geno Smith. Lockett is a great slot receiver. He can play slot, he can play outside, but he doesn't have that number one threat that everybody expects DJ Calf to be. If you watch him when when DJ Metcalf's in his one-on-one matchups to get Patrick Surtain or whoever's sticking him one-on-one, he has a hard time getting off the ball. And that's Geno Smith, one of his main targets. What are you gonna do? You got to try to throw it to him and hope he make a play. But another thing about Geno, I can see him not being able to take control as a leader and make players get on the same tune that he needs to be on. You got to put your foot down and let people understand and feel where you're coming from as a leader of the team or just as a player, period. You have to have that passion and desire to play this game. And people got to feel that from you, man. That's one thing about me. Every day I went out on practice, people felt that desire. They felt that desire to want to be the best. They felt that desire to want to get that ball and get it back to the offense. It was just my energy. Your energy can take you a long way, which is your body language. You understand what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I don't know. Like I said, the NFC West is going to shape out pretty weird, and whoever's the last man standing. It's the last man standing. Can't nobody figure that one out and guess that one out. But Aaron Rodgers strikes again. Man, Aaron Rodgers strikes again. What are y'all blaming this Robert Saleh firing on? It got to be Aaron Rodgers, right? Because I see, for me, when looking on Twitter and everywhere else, I think I see it's a unanimous decision from everyone that think Robert Saleh was fired because of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers wanted him fired. What do y'all think? But chat, before y'all get into all the twisted about who got who fired and what and all blah blah blah, my question to y'all, chat. Now y'all woke tonight. It's still early. Y'all talk to me. I want to know. My question to the chat is the quarterback position or the quarterback of the team more important than the head coach? Now, of course, the correct scenario is that the quarterback and the head coach, they work hand in hand and have a great relationship, and can't try to place blame on one or the other. But I want to know, is the quarterback position more important than the head coach? Specifically in this New York Jets situation, being that Aaron Rodgers was an established quarterback and the head coach is taking all the blame for the established quarterback that isn't producing, right? That's what you signed him for, gave up the draft picks, whatever you did for this 40-year-old quarterback, because you expected him to come here and change things around and show us the MVP that he is. But what happens? What happened to us prima donnas, us egotistical athletes who think we all that when we don't step up to the plate and it look like it's our fault? You got to place the blame, man. You got to place the blame. You got to place the blame. And that's exactly what I see Aaron Rodgers doing. I don't see him as no thorough guy for taking all the heat and not putting off the heat on someone else. But I bet coaches don't think about when they're signing a prominent player like Aaron Rodgers, the possibilities of an egotistical player trying to have that coach fired. I bet coaches don't think about it. All they could think about is the positive things and how great the season's going to be. They never think about how much power that quarterback or that player has if he decides to turn on me and get me fired. I bet they don't think about that. I bet they don't think about that. And that's the case, man. Aaron Rodgers, man, he has some vindictive ways, man, and that is unfortunate for a lot of coaches and Robert Saleh. Because Robert Saleh, let me tell you, man, he's definitely responsible for everything that happened to Zach Wilson. But this team is good on defense. Robert Saleh is a defensive coordinator. He came from the 49ers, right? So why are you firing Robert Saleh? What are the plans from here? Now you fire the head coach who everyone loves on the team. Now the morale of the whole team will take a significant hit, and you got to figure out where to get the energy from. But one thing is for certain. One thing is for sure. And one thing is for certain. Aaron Rodgers, the person that he is, the dictator that he wants to be, he will try to prove a point. He will try to prove a point. So I can imagine Aaron Rodgers, at least the next 2 games, he's going out there firing on all cylinders, and he is out there with his heart and passion like he was back in his younger days. Because he has a point to prove. He has a point to prove, in my opinion, to show everybody it was Robert Saleh and not him. And it was all Robert Saleh's fault. And we probably would never hear the truth or know the truth about this firing and situation. But if the truth never comes out, then guess what? Somebody's trying to protect somebody if the truth don't ever come out. But the sad part about this whole thing, like I said, Robert Saleh is a defensive coordinator. He didn't even have a chance to try to fire Nathaniel Hackett, who's the offensive coordinator, and fix the offense and try to make changes to the offense, because guess what? Aaron Rodgers is not having that, because Nathaniel Hackett is Aaron Rodgers' boy. He was over there at the Packers with Aaron Rodgers on Aaron Rodgers MVP year. So you got to read the writing on the wall, man, and learn how to move on when it's time to move on, accept the things we can't change in this crazy life, because that's how it is, man. Once you understand life, you understand there ain't too much you can do in every situation. Sometimes you got to take your licks and keep it moving. But at the end of the day, right, like I said, does the quarterback position, is it more important than the head coach position? Like, to me, I think this all depends on the situation, whether or not the quarterback is more important than the coach. If the quarterback is an established quarterback, there ain't too many quarterbacks out there that can win without a great coach. And me, I only could think of one, maybe two people. There ain't too many. Every coach, or a lot of players need direction. They need leadership. They need guidance, so on and so forth. I only could think of one player that could win with a shitty coach. And y'all know it. Come on, y'all put it in the chat. Who is that one player that can win with a shitty coach? It ain't Aaron Rodgers. We seen that. The GOAT himself. Do I gotta say it? Because it's not Patrick Mahomes. It's not Josh Allen. Who else? It ain't Lamar Jackson. You right. Tom Brady. Shout out to MMI. What that stand for? How I pronounce that? You know it. Tom Brady is the only quarterback that could win with the shitty coach. And it's proven. Everyone else need that guidance, that structure. And that's what's going on with Aaron Rodgers and New York Jets, man. You get rid of the freaking coach, and the freaking quarterback takes no accountability. Goddamn owner Woody Johnson. I don't know what the hell you and Aaron Rodgers got going on, man. They love Robert Saleh over there, man. Y'all tripped out. They is tripped out. TB the GOAT, baby, for sure. But let's get into this. Man, this is crazy. The NCAA Division I Council has decided to eliminate the National Letter of Intent program. What y'all think about that, man? The NCAA Division I Council has decided to eliminate the National Letter of Intent program. Let's read this article. Let's get into this one real quick. Oh, let me pull this up. I can't see that. Y'all see that? Let me come back to that right quick. Let me read this, man, so we can get a little understanding about this. NCAA approves the elimination of National Letter of Intent program. The NCAA Division I Council have approved the immediate elimination of National Letter of Intent program. The NCAA announced Wednesday, making a historical shift to the recruiting landscape. Established in 1964, I know what was going on back in the days. The NLI program has existed as the formal binding agreement between prospects, athletes, and college programs for the past 60 years. That's 6 decades. The NLI will be replaced by a new financial aid agreement that will provide many of the same core functions as the NLI and will likely be tied to a contract related to the impending revenue sharing model across college athletes. So that means you're getting paid, time to get paid. But how? Let's keep reading. Under the new rules, transfer athletes will be allowed to sign with the new school after they're formally entered the portal. Per the NCAA, once a prospect has signed a written offer of an athletic aid, other schools will be prohibited from recruiting communications. The Division I Council has moved to nix the NLI program as the NCAA and college athletes prepare for a sweeping change via the impending House settlement, which is set to grant roughly $2.8 billion in damages to former and current college athletes and pave the way for college programs to begin paying their athletes more than $20 million annually. Y'all heard that right. College athletes, in all, they got to split it up, will be bringing in $20 million for their pockets annually. Now, a final hearing to approve the settlement is scheduled for April 7, 2025. The elimination of NLI program arrives little more than a year after Collegiate Commissioners Association, which oversees the NLI program, approved policy changes that allow athletes to pull out NIL agreements without penalty under certain circumstances. Those damages related to coaching changes and request of release went to effect in 2023 and 2024 signing periods for athletes who enrolled during the 2025 academic year. Yep, that's pretty much it. That's the NIL, right? Let me get this back right, y'all. Here we go. There we go. So that's what's going on in the NCAAs. So basically the NIL, the NLI, National Letter of Intent, was to prevent other schools from recruiting or communicating with signees or people that signed the National Letter of Intent back in the days, right? And I think the school would have to honor that National Letter of Intent for a period of time once the athlete signed that National Letter of Intent. So I guess that was the whole purpose and why they brought that up. But now, what is going to be going on now? That there is no more National Letter of Intent. There isn't a scholarship. It's called pay to play. Now it sounds like college athletes will just sign contracts and the highest bidding institution will win. The highest bidding college team, institution, whoever has the most money, boosters, what so have you, going to end up winning and have the most top tier athletes, 5-star, 4-star, 6-star, 5.5-star. But that's what's going to happen. It's going to be bidding wars out here. And what do I think about this? You know, the one thing I don't like is it sounds like coaches will be able to cut players as they deem necessary when they feel like an athlete isn't worth the money anymore. Right? I think we're getting out of the scope of everything and what college is supposed to be about. Everyone isn't going to make it to the NFL and the next level and things like that. But it does give you a good head start on this NIL money. But you got to stay focused and understand you want to get these scholarships. And maybe that's what the right wing and everybody else is trying to do. They want to stop us from getting educations and things like that and put a little money in your pocket and stop and hopefully we don't get our educations and remain, the blue collar working class people, you know what I mean? So stay focused. Now, the $20 million, let's break this down. The $20 million annually that will be allocated to sports athletes. That number, right? That number was created by a formula from the NCAA committee based on, it was 22% of $100 million revenue from like TV deals, ticket sales, concession stand, whatever the sports is bringing in. But most of the money comes from TV deals. That's where most of the money comes from. Now, we're talking about the Power 5 schools, the conferences, Power 5 conferences. You got the SEC, ACC, Big 12, Big 10, and the Pac-12. That's who's making all the decisions. That's where all the money comes from. Everything else is just butter on the cake. You know what I mean? Now, all this having to play players and things like that stem from, back in the days when the NCAA made all these rules and said, guess what? We're going to make them play this sport and come to our school, and we're just going to give them them education. We're not going to pay them no physical money. We're going to pay them with a scholarship and some paper notes. And this was 60 years ago, so we all know what was going on back then. You know, back in them days, we didn't have a choice back then. So, you know, I guess things is moving forward in life. That's how it should be. That's how it should be. So shout out to the players, man. You know, I think it's gonna date back to 2016, the lawsuit and stuff like that. You know, I went to school back in, let's say 2010, just for y'all. You know what I mean? I bet y'all don't know when I went to college. Let's see if y'all can guess when I went to college and when I left college. So in the chat, tell me when Mr. Pick Six, except for Rick the vegan barber in the building, baby. You know what I mean? Y'all tell me when I went to college and when I left college, because I feel like I should be able to get me a check too. Why not? You know, I was a part of that. I was on EA Sports. I was on college, 2001 to 2004. You close. Take another guess. You got to figure out when I graduated high school. Boyd Anderson, class or what? You know what I mean? But in the meantime, until y'all figure that out, ZJ MMI. Oh, that was a good. Okay, good guess. That was a good guess. I feel you. I'll reveal it at the end. You know, we'll reveal it at the end. But in the meantime, in between time, do y'all see what is going on the screen line? Yeah, let me read this. This is Steffon Diggs. And this is some of his associates. Have y'all heard about this? Steffon Diggs. It's a wild boy, man. Let's read this, man. Let's read. I don't know if y'all can zoom in and see this. I got to read it from my phone. This guy name is Chris Blake Griffin. I guess he's supposed to look like Blake Griffin. Used to play for he played for the Oklahoma Sooners. He went to the Miami Heat, something like that. Chris Blake Griffin. Now, this is me reading what y'all see on the screen. This is my life we're talking about. I don't know what you do with yours, but I'm doing some shit with mine. So it means something. I'm speaking from the perspective of fact. So to denounce the spreading of any misinformation, here's a synopsis. I'm familiar with Marshawn because of his half-brother. I was designing Lim Home, his half-brother clothing line that resembles that of Forever 21 men's line. And Marshawn used to run my errands per his half-brother's demands as I worked on the line. We didn't work in close proximity, but he was around. The other guys, I don't know. The derivative of all this shit is that Stefon tried to drug me and then have sex with me. And I escaped unscathed. Thank you, Jesus. Wow. That was breathtaking. But I now knew his secret. And that didn't sit well with him. Weeks later, after his failed sexual attempts on me, because I don't play like that and never have, Marshawn realized that I was no longer affiliated with his half-brother, and because he's broke, not even being funny, but like actually doesn't have any money, plus has 3 kids, plus Stefon doesn't take care of him because he didn't meet him until he was like 12 years old or something like that. He saw a gap in what was once a strong relationship between him and his brother, and tried to rob my crib for my Chrome Hearts collection and more, jacket with 100+ crosses, multiple bags, etc., etc., etc. First thing he said when I got off the elevator was, "What's up?" with all the Chrome Heart shit. Him and 2 crash outs he tagged in to help him. Didn't give a damn about no cameras because they likely wanted my mouth closed about the closeted the close-headed receiver, and wanted to kill me and leave me in my apartment after they cleared it clean of my valuables. And that ain't even all the tea. But everybody knows so much. They gonna run a narrative about theft to protect the fact that he drugged me and then tried to try me. But unlike the fruitful thinker, I respectfully live my life as a 100% straight man that does not dabble in experimentation, unlike him. But the truth needs no motivation. It'll surface as need be. I produce receipts like a printer, but y'all can continue in the comments telling me more about my life. Wow, that is Chris. Great. What is it? Chris Blake. That's Chris Blake Griffin with allegations about Steffon Diggs. Now, that is wow. That's some horrible allegations right there. I ain't gonna even say that. That is terrible. This is just a bad month for Steffon Diggs. You know, he was being audited for allegedly dealing with Offset wife, allegedly smashing Offset wife Cardi B, allegedly from the Migos. And this is just some wild allegations. How you drug another man? Is that what's going on out here? That's what's going on. They're drugging other men. I can't believe it. This is some wild stuff. But let me tell you, that's why they say in the Bible you got to judge by the fruit. And it's something about those players who try to be reserved, act like they're quiet and be reserved, but they come off weird sometimes. And however you figure out they may come out weird, they always have something suspicious going on in their private life that you will never know because they stay reserved, and you only know if they let you in. People that like the same sex or go both ways usually come off as flamboyant and have a big appetite for attention. Now, every team Steffon Diggs go to, he has an appetite for attention, and he always makes it about himself. And as he came to the Houston Texans, he clearly stated and said out his own mouth, none of these teams wanted to get rid of me. None of these teams wanted to get rid of me. I made them get rid of me, basically. Basically what he's saying. None of the teams wanted to get rid of him. He caused the problem and made them get rid of him. Now, whatever floats your boat, floats your boat. That's up to him. But I'm telling you, when you see, these athletes and stuff like that with these flamboyant ways, and it seems like they always need some attention and something about them going on, you better check it out. You better watch out what's going on. But yeah, man, the Seahawks and 49ers was a wrap. NFC West. Yeah, we're going to see, man. We're going to see who. Right now the Seahawks is 3-3. 49ers 3-3. I don't know who leading the division. It was the Seahawks. Right now it might be tied. But yeah, DJ Metcalf, man. I don't know. I see a lot of people think and have a lot to say or opinion about DJ Metcalf and Geno Smith. And yeah, we all right. But they do have a good running back in that number 9. What the number 9 name is? He's very explosive, elusive. And the other thing is Pete Carroll's that coach. You got to understand, coaches get older. They get, it's hard to motivate men and you 72 years old yourself. What do you do to keep these men motivated, ready to win and ready to, you know what I mean? Let me get to the chat real quick. Kenneth Walker III, yeah, that's number 9. That boy. What year he in? What college he come from? He looked very explosive He's fast. He's a game burger. He's a game burger. Right up there with Bajan. What's the running back from Atlanta? I can't think of names real quick. KJ Walker just went beast mode on the Lions last week. Which one? Oh yeah. Nah, man. Yeah, homeboy can run. But the other running back from the Lions, dang, bad with the name. Gibbs. Gibbs, boy, let me tell you, Gibbs is something special. Right now, he got to sit back. You know, they got a good little two-man punch going on with Montgomery and Gibbs. But Gibbs, let me tell you, man, that young man is explosive. He just has seemed like he was built exactly for running back. He's not too big, he's not too small, but he's strong, sturdy, tough, and explosive, man. I like Gibbs, man. He gonna be one for the future to deal with. And we're gonna see what else going on. We're gonna see how these Lions do. But yeah, man, that was it for the game tonight, man. Geno Smith, they got to go back to the drawing board. They got they got about 10 days ahead before they play again. They got to figure this stuff out, tighten up. But this weird world we live in, man, make sure we stay dangerous. Make sure we stay out of suckers' way. And don't get tricked off the streets. That's the main thing people try to do to us out here, man. They be trying to trick us off the streets. They want our position, man. Don't let them get your position. It's Mr. Pick Six here. Say what needs to be said so you can say what needs to be said. And guess what needed to be said today? Brock Purdy is a better athlete than Geno Smith. Damn. Salute. I'm going to see y'all next time, tomorrow night.